Hi, it's me again, and if you can hear noises in the back, it's raining outside. It's the only time I got to film it, sorry. I got this one to talk about because it always comes up. Anytime you see a BBC presenter going to present stuff for the BBC in foreign climes, you always see this headline. And this is the problem with the way the BBC is funded, is that you will always see this headline. Look. BBC viewers fume. Our licence fees are paying for this as fans slam Rugby World Cup coverage. So this is about Mike Bushell, who's presenting BBC Breakfast Sports Report from Marseille in France. Which, you know, it's not that dramatic an overseas place to go, is it? You do that in your car in a day. Some of these times when people are saying they're wasting the licence fees when someone's gone all the way to the other side of the world just to report on the weather or something, isn't it? But this is the problem with the way the BBC is funded. No one ever says anything like this about ITV. ITV can send their reporters anywhere in the world they want to send them. There's no problem at all. No one cares because you're not paying directly for them. ITV earn their own money, and what they choose to spend that money on, their business. But you pay the BBC, so every penny they spend is your business. And if you feel like that, I would suggest you don't look too heavily at the whatdotheyknow.com Freedom of Information request website and have a look at some of the FOI requests on there, especially the booze one. If you saw how much the BBC spent of your money on alcohol, yeah, you wouldn't like that. So yeah, if you're angry about this sort of thing, yeah, it's probably not the website for you. But let's have a look more into this. BBC Breakfast sparked a backlash from viewers on Sunday, with many slamming Mike Bushell's coverage of the Rugby World Cup. Many felt the BBC programme was dominated by sports coverage instead of focusing on its news headlines. Mike appeared via video link in Marseille as he spoke to his co-hosts Ben Bullos and Victoria Valentine, who were back in the studio. As he wrapped up the segment, Mike said, "That's just it from about an hour from Marseille. We can see a hive of activity, blah, blah, blah." So he was only in Marseille. It's not the end of the world. It only would have cost him probably a couple of grand to get him out there with his camera team or whatnot. But did he really need to go there? You know, you're giving this company some of your money. You hope they're fully responsible with it. Did he need to go there to report? Or could he just report it on the Rugby World Cup from the studio and save that few grand that would have cost to send him out there? I might actually do an FOI request to find out how much his travel costs were for that, but they probably won't answer. They probably won't answer. Whenever I ask questions about money, they never answer them. It's the problem with the way it's funded. And I see these headlines so often. Anytime they send the BBC somewhere, or a reporter or a personality somewhere, you see comments like this, either on Twitter or it makes the papers, whatever. It's the way they're funded. If the BBC could get off their arse and make their own money like other TV networks and radio networks have to do, we couldn't complain. We couldn't complain. When BBC make a show you don't like, they've wasted my licence fee money on this because you don't like it. But if there's a show on ITV you don't like, you might say, I don't like it, but you're not complaining about them spending the money because it's not your money they spent. It's a problem with the way the BBC is funded. You can't please all the people all the time. But if you're going to take people's money directly, they're stakeholders in everything that you do, and they're going to criticise everything that you do. So go and make your own money, BBC, and then you can do what you want, can't you? What do you reckon about this? Yeah, I know it's a bit of a petty story, but I see them far too often. You know, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons below, and hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da!